There are times when the water bodies of our planet have much more to offer beyond what we have imagined. Sometimes sheltering, terrifying beasts, while at other times throwing out scary anomalies. And even stranger, they are home to many legendary creatures. So tag along to meet the unbelievable cryptids, as there is a whole new world waiting to be explored.
Cobra appears near a popular tourist area. You go get it, even if that means running after it into a dark sewer.
You can expect to see anything and everything on a tourist side, but not a cobra. However, this man witnessed the unexpected. He saw a massive cobra with a body as thick as a man's calf, slithering near a sewer. He knew he had to act fast, as cobras are notorious for their venom, capable of ending a person within half an hour. Not wanting to become a part of history, he carefully approached the giant serpent and managed to grab it. He relocated it somewhere else, but this experience was harrowing and left in his memory forever.
They caught the venomous snake by the tail, and after a struggle, got it out from the tunnel.
Garden Goliath. A man was driving in a field when something super unexpected made him skip his heartbeat. He saw a colossal snake slithering out of a dense plantation, its body stretching across the path as if it was trying to stop the moving vehicle. Upon looking closely, it turned out the massive serpent seemed vulnerable, as if it was resting after having a huge meal. Not wanting to become its next meal, the man left it unbothered and continued his journey. Yet the sheer enormity of this giant serpent left the person awestruck. Water giant. Imagine strolling in a park, and just when you are about to admire a good pond side, you come across this. People were actually shocked when they saw a hairy beast with fangs moving across the pond. The water giant was unbothered by the human presence, as it almost seemed as if it was looking for something. Only his face was clearly visible, as half of its body was fully submerged in water. As much as the sight was pretty terrifying, the water giant was quite harmless towards its audience. Ancient giant bison.
Holy. Yes, it is. Holy smokes.
Two friends were exploring the depths of a lake when one of them dived into the water and made a shocking discovery. He came across a massive bison skull emerging from the dark depths. Its enormous horns and twisted mouth gave it an eerie appearance. The man couldn't help but feel as though he had uncovered a secret from a long-lost era. He began to wonder how the bison ended up underwater. What other ancient creatures' fossils might still be hidden in the lake's depths, waiting to be discovered.
Good job, Joe. You're welcome.
Lake monster attack. Exploring the lake's edge at night is never a good idea, and here's why. Two explorers were wandering by the water when they noticed something strange lurking just beneath the surface. Its shape was unclear, but they could make out a tail and a large head. Curiosity got the better of them, so they prodded it with a stick. Big mistake. The creature suddenly jumped out of the water, forcing them to run in fear. They ran to a nearby bridge, and with their heart pounding, they watched the creature slip back into the depths. The relief they felt was undeniable, but what exactly had they disturbed in that dark, quiet lake? Mysterious shore dweller.
It looks like dirt moving. Where's the other one?
A girl was exploring the tide pool along the seashore when she saw a rock covered with small, strange creatures glued to it, making it almost impossible to see the rock as a whole. Many looked as if they had shells of snails, while others somehow resembled the beetles. The sight was quite colorful as their skin and shells striked the sun rays. This encounter left the girl wondering what these beings were and why they were so strangely glued to the rock with absolutely no movement at all.
Yeah, I think all of these things are crabs. Look at that.
Spider of Ancients. A beachgoer got the biggest shock of his life after discovering this. On the coastline, half buried in the sand, he saw a giant skeleton of some creature that looked like a giant spider. It was beyond explanation, and it had a big skull distorted from the side and a giant body. Its legs were splayed out. The man stood there frozen in wonder, trying to identify what he was seeing. It looks like an ancient sea anomaly that might have washed ashore after passing away in the ocean. Who knows what other wonders oceans might be hiding? Pond life chaos.
The duck got it.
Have you ever seen a duck snatcher? Because this boy did. He was feeding eels, and they were all trying to get the food and competing with each other. Their bodies were banging against each other. One eel managed to grab the morsel, but little did it know that it wasn't in its fate. As soon as the eel grabbed the morsel, a sneaky duck standing nearby struck the eel at the perfect moment and snatched its food. The duck waddled away victorious while leaving the eel shudder away in disappointment. Boy wondered why wildlife is so unpredictable. Creature of deep. A person installed his night camera by a lake hoping to capture some wildlife footage, but he got something truly terrifying instead. His camera caught a strange being lurking in water, its body half submerged in water. As soon as it came out of water, its features became visible. Its body was hairy, and it was giant and rigid. Due to the night, its facial features were unclear, but it still looked terrifying and shocking. The creature reached out to grab a piece of chicken on the bridge above. It started making horrific sounds, as if it was trying to warn its observer. After grabbing the chicken, the scary figure disappeared, leaving behind no clues. Man in wonder showed the video to the villagers, and they were all confused too, and decided not to visit that area again. Water zebra. A man was strolling by a river when he saw something so odd that he took out his phone and started recording. In front of him was a strange snake-like creature with zebra patterned skin. It seemed to be a hybrid resulting from some failed biological experiment and left in the sea. It was undulating on the surface of the water. After some time, its whole body was visible and it was crawling on the surface. Later, the creature moved into the water and disappeared. It left the man wondering what strange kinds of creatures are hidden in the depths of our water bodies. Homo Spider. One night, two friends decided to visit the park nearby when they saw something so creepy that they had to run back to their rooms. They encountered a strange, humanoid creature sitting in the middle of the pathway, sitting on its legs. It looked like a large spider that was ready to jump on its onlookers. As it was night and the sight was unclear, they were unable to identify the terrifying figure. Shockingly, the Homo Spider slowly started approaching them. They had no other choice but to run as fast as they could to escape the horrors of what they just witnessed. And honestly, who wouldn't? Strange black mass.
So one thing like that.
Fishing in the pond can take crazy, unexpected turns. For these men, it was something that their net caught out of the blue. The fishing net caught a bunch of creepy worms stuck together, moving and trying to unwind themselves. They were all black and had shiny skin. The man moved them through some objects, but it didn't bother them as there were so many of them fully strangled with each other. Curious, he posted the video online to name its strange discovery, but still, no one is able to identify them. If any one of you knows, let us know by commenting below. Mystical Gollum. A guy was exploring a forest when he saw something unbelievable, so he had to take out his camera in order to record. He saw a creature with a grayish, slimy appearance, with its body hunched over and crooked. It was moving across the palm oil plantation in search of some food, perhaps, or maybe it just wanted to disappear from human sight. Man who recorded it claimed it was a Gollum, a mythical creature that is believed to live in jungles. However, netizens debunked this fact. If any of you know, let us know by commenting below. Giant Salamander. Some friends were exploring the outskirts of town near an old abandoned pit, but they were shocked when they saw something so huge lurking underwater. A massive, slithering creature emerged from a hole in water in mud. The water was not so deep, so the creature was clearly visible. It was a giant salamander, undulating in water in sinus motion with two small limbs. The creature's sheer size was awe-shocking. The creature suddenly vanished into the hole, leaving the friends speechless about what they have just witnessed. Baby dragon. A boy was enjoying his day near a rocky shore when he caught something completely odd on his phone. A small dragon-faced creature emerged from the depths, with its scale flickering and its tail gliding through water like a fish. He shared the video for netizens to guess the creature's exact identity. A few suggested it be a newly discovered freshwater species, but a few were left amazed, claiming the mythical creatures are coming to life. Mysterious sea hare. While exploring the seaside, this man caught something bizarre by the corner of his eye. A strange sea creature was moving just beneath the surface of the water, and its head was poking out of the water. When he recorded and zoomed in, he realized it was some kind of sea hare, but not an ordinary one. It was enormous and slimy. The person watched this in shock while the sea hare glided effortlessly through the waters before it disappeared into the ocean blues. Scary surprise. A father was filming his child floating in a tubie on the water when his camera captured something surprising. As he adjusted the view, he noticed a strange figure in the middle of the pond, partially submerged. It was covered in hair and had large eyes, busy with something in the water. As the child floated past, the creature glanced directly at him, causing the boy to stumble in the water. Yet fortunately, he remained unharmed. The figure then quietly slipped back into the pond, leaving the child a bit shaken by the unexpected encounter.
Oh no!
Mystery wings. What would you do if you stumbled upon something strange while filming by a lake? A boy, casually filming by the water, noticed something unexpected gliding across the surface. A strange creature with a tiny head and bird-shaped body used its small wings like flippers to move gracefully. The way it flapped its wings, propelling itself through the water, was both bizarre and captivating. Before he could fully grasp what he was seeing, the creature vanished into the depths, leaving the boy mesmerized. Unknown river monster. A group of friends boating on a river came across a creature that left them puzzled. At some distance from their boat, they saw a small snake-like creature emerging from the depths, gliding effortlessly across the water's surface. It was slithering in water, almost as if it was crawling on the surface. Moments later, it took a steady pace on the water, leaving barely a ripple behind, and soon after, it vanished right in front of their eyes. The boys waited to see if that creature would come to the surface again, but it never did. Instead, it left them all in shock and thinking if they have met any river monster. orange salamander. Helping animals is a great deed, but what if the animal you are wanting to help is not really an animal? This boy heard strange noises from nearby woods and decided to investigate what might be calling to him. To his surprise, he found a strange salamander whose body was orange and extraordinarily big. It had 4 limbs and a tail just as massive as the body. The creepy thing was that it made a sound like a penguin. The boy decided to leave without even touching that crying amphibian. Creepy face. A boy was enjoying his view when something odd floating on the surface of the water caught his attention. He took out his camera to record the strange incident, which was nothing less than a creepy scene right out of a movie. A pale head was floating on the water surface. Its eyes were wide open, but all black, looking straight into the camera. It does seem to have a body that was underwater and not that much visible. However, just before the video ended, it suddenly disappeared in the water, leaving the poor boy in full shock and curiosity. Eerie creature. Some forest professionals were exploring a forest when they saw something very unusual in Oxbow Lake. They noticed an eerie figure coming out of the murky water, which was small at first, but gradually it started looking bigger. Its features were not very clear, but it seemed like the head of a giant anaconda trying to look upward. But before the team could manage to investigate it further, the strange creature went back into the water where it came from, leaving the viewers flabbergasted. Crawling creature. As much as camping in the woods is super fun, it can turn into a creepy experience in no time. These camping mates saw something swimming in the lake nearby and decided to see what it was. To their surprise, they saw 2 creatures seem to be swimming in water, moving towards the lake shore. When they came out of the water, they looked like 2 small kids crawling on 4 legs. They had a prominent head and legs. However, they went into the forest later and disappeared, leaving behind this video as the only proof of their existence.
Lari kemana dia?
Hybrid tick. Have you ever encountered a hybrid tick? A father and a son were playing in the ground when their attention was caught by something super odd lying on the ground. A strange tick of an abnormally big size was resting there on the ground. It had 4 pairs of legs resembling spider legs. Its body was pink and slimy. It seemed to be lying there waiting for some insect to come and fall in its trap so that it could feed on it. The man recorded a video which went viral with people trying to guess what this could be. Some of them have named it a hybrid tick, but no one is sure about its exact identity. Moving head. A man was crossing a bridge over a lake when he noticed a creepy shadow in the water below. Curious, he stopped to record it. As he watched, a strange creature emerged, its head resembling a skull with huge black eyes that seemed almost possessed. Only the head was visible, with the rest of its body hidden beneath the water. The creature moved under the bridge and then mysteriously vanished, leaving the man in shock. Yellow frogs. We all know and have seen frogs up close, and they are without any doubt green. But this girl saw a bunch of yellow frogs hopping around in a field. These were found in India. These were large in size and had spots. Researchers said that these frogs only appear in the monsoon, and they change their color just to attract their mate. And after mating, they change their color back to green. To her surprise that yellow frogs do actually exist, she recorded this unfamiliar view and uploaded it on the internet. That made rounds on it and left viewers in awe. Tailless alligator. Having a pet alligator is already quite shocking, but then seeing one having odd qualities? Well, now that's an unusual sight. This person visited his friend's house where he saw a pet alligator which had no tail, when we all know that the tail is a very major part of its body. as it helps the alligator to keep its balance while crawling and swimming. But surprisingly, this alligator was having balance through its feet, and not just for now, but for 4 years in a row. The guy was amazed, so he recorded it for others to see and appreciate. Legends remains. By the side of a river, a man saw a skeleton which almost looked like it belonged to a fish. But to his surprise, when he removed the rock, it was a whole body of what looked like a baby mermaid. It had a proper human skull and even skeletal hands. Curious, he picked it up to investigate it properly. And this is when he realized he had found a mermaid's remains. However, what could have happened to the legendary creature and how it ended up in the shallow water is still unknown. Resting mystery. Some researchers installed a night camera near a pond. When they saw the recording of it, it made them all speechless. They saw a massive creature lying upside down on the surface of the water. The strange thing is that it had 4 small limbs instead of feet. After some time, that creature changed its position from upside down to straight, and now its big back over belly was visible, revealing that it was just a hippo lying there on the surface. Right after, it went back into the water and disappeared. Vanishing serpent. A guy saw something so hallucinating that he had to take out his phone and record. A small serpent-like creature was seen slithering on the surface of the water, almost as if it was in quite a hurry. Curious by the sight, the boy picked up a stick and poked it to see what it really was. However, as soon as he touched it, the slithering mystery almost vanished, as if it got dissolved in the water. This strange and creepy encounter made that person dumbfounded, as he had no answer for what he saw. Hairy giant. A researcher was out in the forest when something made him jump out of his skin. He saw a large, hairy, bipedal creature with a 6 feet tall body and enormous feet. By the looks of it, it was peeking in the water, cluelessly unbothered by any other presence. The creature resembled what we all know as the Bigfoot, which had been part of tales for so long that its existence would leave anyone in great wonder. However, moments later, the hairy being went back into the woods, never to be seen again. Whispering Woods.
You think that was a coyote? What do you think that was? What was it? Do you see it where?
Exploring woods at night has never been a good idea, but this man did otherwise. While recording the forest, the man came across a chilling sight emerging straight from the shadows. About 7 feet tall, with green, scaly skin, a lizard man could be seen walking away into the dense woods. That too, in a truly bizarre way. The man tried to keep up with it, but in seconds, it disappeared in thin air, leaving behind no trails, but just this footage, serving as a proof for its existence.
Holy...
Aquatic hybrid. A guy was filming by the swamp when he stumbled upon a creature that defied explanations. The creature was as if lizard and alligator had merged with scaled glistening in the light. But what was truly astonishing is its ability to slither across the surface of water. The creature moved with a steady serpentine motion and vanished, leaving a ripple behind. It left the man wondering if some hybrid had managed to escape from the lab and found peace in those murky waters. Gliding mystery. Water creatures have always fascinated scientists and explorers alike. However, the creatures caught by this man raised many eyebrows. While he was strolling near a riverbank, noticed a group of small creatures floating on the water surface. They had pink skin and flappers like a bat, but instead of flying in the sky, they were gliding gracefully on water. Unsure of what he had captured, he posted a video online. Excited netizens jumped in suggesting these were newly discovered species, while a few claimed them to sea slug. But I would like you guys to share your thoughts. Water hopper. Some friends were sailing across the calm waters when they spotted something so extraordinary. A tiny creature was hopping in and out of the water, and its ability to leap from the water surface with ease left them in awe. They were watching from a distance, and the creature continued its jumping. Before they could identify that hopping anomaly, it took one final leap and vanished into the water, leaving everyone puzzled about the secrets this mystical being might be hiding. Swamp Betham. A guy heard a voice coming from a swamp in a forest, so he went to see, but what he saw left him breathless. In the swamp, the water surface was rippling, signaling the presence of something massive and huge lurking beneath the water surface. As he watched in awe, a little part of its body emerged from the murky waters. Its rough gray skin resembled that of hippopotamus, but its presence was unlike something ever seen before. The creature was making a thunderous growl, followed by a small rumble. The encounter left him wondering what other secrets hid beneath the swamp. Was this a previously undiscovered species, or what? Filamentous entity. Some researchers were examining a sample of aquatic life when they stumbled upon a peculiar organism that defined immediate justification. It was a minute thread-like creature, comprising multiple filaments fused together in an irregular, amorphous shape. They were all gliding at a moderate pace in water. Upon closer inspection, they observed tiny appendage legs like protruding structures from its elongated body, facilitating a gradual motion. The discovery of this entity left them with questions. What is the nature of this creature's existence, and how many unknown species are still there to unravel? Orbsticks. A man was filming the calm water near the shore when some disturbance caught his attention. At some distance, he saw a trio of strange figures emerging from the water and moving oddly. The all three thin and long objects have a glowing top that looked more like a bright orb. Curious, the guy zoomed in to get an idea what he was watching. But before he could conclude anything, the tiny trio of odd orbsticks vanished beneath the surface. Mystery Carcus. Picnics with friends can pull unexpected adventures as well as thrills, and these friends too had no idea what was coming their way. They saw a big animal carcass lying on the sand, which looked like a dog. However, the massive carcass had its back legs bent in strange ways and front legs were stretched out. Its mouth was wide open and its sharp teeth were visible. It was all rough and jagged. Authorities were informed, who quickly arrived and buried that massive carcass. But what it was and how it ended up on the shore is still unknown. Teethy Terror. A man was exploring a riverbank when he encountered something that made his heart race. Lying there was a massive creature with a body like an alligator, but its head and sharp, jagged teeth were unlike anything he'd ever seen. Strangely, it had no eyes and seemed to sense movement through sound. Out of curiosity, the man tapped it with a stick. The creature let out a noise and quickly slipped back into the water, leaving the man with the eerie thought that he had just encountered a monster from the depths. Bolivia Alien. A strange photo taken by the Pilcomayo River in Tarija, Bolivia, has caused a lot of buzz online. The image shows a semi-clear figure with long arms, sparkling curiosity about what it could be. Many believed it shows an alien, however, a ufologist who studies UFOs reviewed the photo. They thought the figure looked like a gray being, but stressed that more research is needed before making any conclusions. To me, it looks as if some extraterrestrial creature was walking along the river that day, but I would like to hear what you guys thought. River monster. A man was sailing a boat with his friend at night when he saw a strange and disturbing sight. He saw a strange creature floating on the surface of the water. To see if the creature came out and revealed itself, they tried to deceive it with a chicken. Just when they hang it above the water surface, it suddenly emerges. It was when they discovered the creature was not something ordinary, but in reality, it was a river monster with terrifying features and whitish skin. It quickly snatched the chicken from them and went back to water. This encounter made them both skip their heartbeat, and they left the space with so many questions regarding the creature. While crossing a bridge deep in the forest, a group of friends spotted something strange moving near the riverbank. Emerging from the muddy shore, they saw what looked like the hand of a mysterious creature slowly stirring the water. It seemed like something out of a myth, with thick mud coating its strange form. Despite their curiosity, the creature gave no response, continuing its slow, deliberate movements. The friends watched in awe, wondering if they had just stumbled upon proof that some of the legendary creatures from old tales might actually be real.